Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
Great. You're just catching me reading my U squared aloud.
Oh, very good.
So it's better.
How are you, Renee?
Yeah, I just can't find the workbook. So I'm still watching something on my phone screen at the moment too.
That's okay. That's okay. You don't really need the workbook today, because I'm doing a slideshow, so it will have all the questions up. The workbook is just there if you want to use it. You will
Okay.
be getting a bonus workbook in about 24 hours as well, which will go deeper into some of the questions that we have going on today. But I wanted to give you some to think about today and then, get that churning and then get you thinking more so in another 24 hours. So if you haven't received the email, let me know. It has come through saying that everyone's got it, but it's obviously lost in your either system somewhere or it hasn't made it to you yet. And I can, yeah, send it to you later if you haven't got it. Hey,
Yeah.
Tony, how are
Okay.
you?
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Di, thank you for being here.
Welcome.
And Marilyn, wonderful to see you again. I haven't seen you
Hello.
since, Wednesday, Monday. God, it's been way too long. All right. Well, we've had a few more register this time, but I think most of them are looking for the replay. So, if you've got your workbooks with you, great. If you don't panic. I am doing a slideshow today, which will have all the information and the questions on the screen for you. So I'll share that in a minute, but I just want you to think about something and just put one word in the chat before we start. When you think about charging what you're actually worth, what comes up for you? Oopsies. There we go. I love that, Tony. What I'm worth, people don't seem to be able to afford. Yes, yes, I love that. Cassie Imposter, die quality. Oh, I love that. So, yeah, just whatever you're feeling like. There is no right or wrong answer. It's just whatever is coming up for you because money triggers everybody. Doesn't matter who we are, but it just triggers everybody. And when we're in the space of selling ourselves, selling our programs, there will be triggers coming up left, right, and center, no matter where you are, and moving yourself forward. So, Renee, saying my worth and waiting for the I can't afford it. Yeah, well, yeah. If that's what you're putting out to the universe that you're waiting for, I can't afford it, that's what's going to come back. So I'm hoping today is going to trigger all of you, okay? Because these are the aims of these masterclasses is to get something from it, get some value from it. So I'm going to share my screen now. And we're going to go through, just let someone else in, go through this masterclass with you. Hey, Melinda, I think she's in. I can't see everyone, sorry. So if I can't see you, it's just I can't see you. So welcome to today's masterclass, the money ceiling nobody talks about, and why coaches cap their income before they even make a sale. So just got to find my little thing down the bottom here. Excellent. So before we begin, we can never outperform our self-image. And I've said this to you many times before. It's just something that we will never, ever outperform. And your self-image around money determines every result you create with money. Okay? So grab your workbooks, write on a piece of paper, whatever works for you, but just write honestly, because this is to your growth. And there is no right and wrong, and there is nothing that we're going to be saying or asking you to expose to anyone else unless I ask you to put something in the chat. All right. So what we're going to be looking at today is our 2 money stories, going over paradigms, our money ceiling, the stick person and how it works, and we're going to be looking at attitude. So our 2 money stories. We've got the image on the inside and the image on the outside. So the image on the outside is what people see. It's the prices you charge. It's how you present your offer, your energy in a sales conversation, whether you hold or drop your price, and how you talk about money. So the image on the inside is what you privately believe you are worth, whether you feel you have the right to ask, what you tell yourself before it begins, the subconscious number you believe you deserve, and the stories you inherited about what money means. So I want you to have a look at the right column. So the image on the inside, because this, the one on the left is what people see. The one on the right is how you feel. And the right is actually running the show. So the last one, the stories you inherited about what money means. Go back and think about the conversations at the dinner table, the conversations that you had with your parents around money, the conversations you heard your parents having about money, the conversations that might have been when you were asking for something. Because those stories have been a belief from a very young age, and those stories are what you repeat over and over and over again. So they have been a story for a very long time. So it's about changing that story about how you see money. So what's happening on the inside is running the show. And here's the question I want you to sit with. If your clients could see the inside column, what would they see about what you believe you deserve to charge? Let me know in the chat. Just remember, the inside always wins. It just always does. How you see yourself, the belief you have, it overrides absolutely everything, and it overrides everything without us even knowing. So it's never seen a strategy, or I've never seen a strategy beat a belief, not once. Okay? Just can't find my little button, ladies. There we go. So the income you create on the outside will always find a way to match the wealth identity you hold on the inside. So I just want you to sit with that for a minute. The income you create on the outside will always find a way to match the wealth identity you hold on the inside, and it always will. So a reflection question for you. Where is there a gap between your outside image, so what you charge, how you show up in sales, and your and your inside image, what you privately believe you deserve to earn? So I'm going to give you a minute to just reflect on that. As you're writing too, don't write down what sounds good, just write down what is actually true and honest for you. All right, so these reflection questions, you can go back, and as I said, you'll be getting some bonus questions as well. So next we're going to look at what is a paradigm. A paradigm is a mental image that has almost exclusive control over our habitual behavior, and virtually all of our behavior is habitual. So I want you to think about the last time you discounted before anyone asked. Did you decide to do that, or did it just happen? Because that's the paradigm. It didn't ask for your permission, it just acted. So you've been trying to fix a paradigm problem with a strategy solution, and strategy is never going to win that fight. The subconscious is too fast, it's too deep, and it's too automatic. So when we have a look at this screen, you don't decide to understand, undercharge, the paradigm does. You don't decide to freeze when asked your rate, the paradigm does. You don't decide to discount before being asked, the paradigm does. So every time we get into a sales call, every time we think about money, every time we want to freeze, our paradigm is taking control of how we're thinking. Okay, you cannot solve a paradigm problem with a strategy solution. The paradigm must change first. So you must change your paradigm for you to move forward. So I just want you to think about that for a second. And just notice, I didn't say you choose to undercharge. I said the paradigm does. Because here's what that means. It's not your fault that you have been under-earning, but it is your responsibility to fix it. So we have the choice to choose a paradigm, and we have many of them, usually something that is niggling at you, or there's a thought that keeps coming up in your mind. That is a paradigm saying to you, I want to be chosen next. And then you choose to shift that paradigm. So if you're getting money paradigms coming up or money thoughts coming up, there is something in your money, with your money paradigm, that we want to start shifting. Okay, because these are all things that you can change. It's a matter of going through the process of changing that thought, which then creates a different feel, which then creates a different action. So, reflection question for you. What automatic habits or reactions do you notice around money in your business that you did not consciously choose? So, for example, discounting before being asked, apologizing for the price, avoiding money conversations altogether. And the thing about paradigms is it doesn't go 1, 2, skip a few. Everyone has them. We all have them. It's about understanding what they are, where they're situated, and how to remove them. So I'll give you another minute to think about the question. All right, we're going to have a look at the money ceiling. You set the ceiling on your income before you even make a sale. Okay, so I want you to think about, so like when you had your last job or the last business that you owned, the annual turnover you had, that is your money ceiling. So if you were in a job and you were earning $100,000 a year, that is your money ceiling. If you owned a business and you were turning over $250,000 a year, that is your money ceiling. So if you want to go beyond those numbers, you've got to go beyond that in terms of who you believe you are. All right. So there are 4 money programs. The first one, money is earned through hard work. Not only through money is earned through hard work and only through hard work. So I want you to read that, but also just feel it. What happens for you? What comes up for you? How does that land? It's not a coincidence. It's recognition of how that lands for you, how that feels. Because the one out of all of these 4 that makes you feel the most uncomfortable is almost always the one that's been running the longest. Okay, so number 2, your worth is determined by an external authority. So do you determine your worth by waiting for you to see the clients in your little hot little hand, or the money in the bank, or the raise that you were given, or the extra money that you were given from something or other? And this isn't just now. It's like you can go back and think about where these sorts of things have come up for you. Number 3, wanting a lot of money is greedy or wrong. So how many of you have been guilty? I know I have been guilty over the time saying, I don't need it. I don't need money, which is just like, oh, Shelley, that's just not right. We all need money. Doesn't matter who we are. The more we earn, the more we can give. The more we earn, the more we can employ. The more we have, the more we can experience. So it's not about saying it's greedy or it's wrong. It's just coming through into a new thought process saying that that's okay for us to have it. And then the fourth one, people like me don't earn that kind of money. So when you have a look and you have a think of all these four, and this is probably going to be the hardest part of today, I want you to put a number on it. Not a vague, it's cost me a lot or anything like that, but just an actual number. What does this ceiling cost you per month for the last 12 months? Just write it down. It's no right or wrong, but it's just being honest with yourself by saying and holding yourself back by having these beliefs that this is what it's actually cost you. The thing is, you can't change what you refuse to look at. So this is why I said to you today, if you feel triggered, this is good, because that's where your growth will come from. So if we're not looking at things to change them, we're not growing. So we want to have a look at things and go, okay, this has been holding me back, or this has been holding me back. And then you can move forward. So the number you just wrote, that's not the ceiling that has cost you, that's the minimum. The real cost includes every client who needed you and found someone else. Every conversation you walked away from, every price you dropped. Okay, so just want you to think about that. And it may be that you're not up to having conversations with people yet. Think about it in terms of, okay, well, I'm going to start having conversations with people. These are some points that I can look at for myself moving forward, because I don't want to get stuck in that space of, oh, well, every time I get on a call with somebody, I drop my price, or I feel guilty, or I feel this is wrong. Okay. So I've got a couple of reflection questions here. Which of the four money programs do you recognize most in yourself? What is your immediate reaction to reading it? And the second question, what has this ceiling cost you? Think financially, emotionally, and in terms of the clients you haven't fully served. So let me know in the chat if this is actually either triggering you, making you think, giving you a couple of aha moments. Just let me know. Renee, all four and a few extras, if I'm honest. You're always very honest. I love it. It's tough. I need to work on this as I give my services for free at the moment. Yeah, that's okay, Diane. It's stuff I'm aware of, but keep pushing aside. I don't feel I have any tools or energy to fix it. Tony, yeah, that's fair enough. Just lucky you're in the right place then. We'll give you another minute or two just to reflect on those questions, because the more you actually reflect on it and think about it, the more just keeps coming up. All right, so we're going to go through the stick person and how the mind works. So you can draw the stick person, my little stick person here. So we've got the big circle at the top with the line through the middle. Can everyone see that? And then a little circle at the bottom. It's basically a stick person, but the head, instead of drawing the eyes and the nose and the mouth, we're just drawing a line between the middle. This just gives you a better understanding when you actually draw it yourself as to what's happening. So if anyone's ever had a vision board, I have vision boards, but this is why your vision board doesn't work alone. When you understand the thoughts behind what you're doing and how your mind works, vision boards, affirmations, journaling, everything then comes together, because there's not one tool by itself that is actually going to work. So your conscious mind, being the one at the top, chooses new thoughts and ideas all the time. Your subconscious mind stores your paradigms and runs automatically. Your conscious mind has an idea, your subconscious mind goes, yeah, whatever. Who do you think you are? Your paradigm is always running the show. Your body produces results from the inside image. So your subconscious mind will always determine what results you get. Your subconscious mind is where you feel. So if you're not feeling confident, you don't feel you're not worth that amount of money, your subconscious mind will then respond in a way that you then take action that will not serve you. So when you get on a sales call with somebody, if you're not feeling that you have that image inside of yourself that is worthy of being charged or paid this amount of money, you're going to get on the call and you're going to undercharge. You're going to feel sorry for them because they can't afford it, because the first thing they say is they can't afford it. Everyone says they can't afford it. It doesn't matter who they are. It's just that's the immediate response. It's about going deeper to find out why they can't afford it. Okay, so your subconscious mind doesn't respond to decisions. It responds to repetition. It responds to feeling. It responds to a new image held consistently over time. So as I said to you in the beginning, think about the money stories that you had at the dinner table or you heard your parents talk about. or the things that you were allowed to have. So I grew up with my father, who was very strict, and he never had conversations about money in front of us. My mum was the one that whenever I wanted something said, Shelley, money doesn't grow on trees, you know. So that was a story that I created over my lifetime, that money doesn't grow on trees, because I got told that so many times every time I wanted something. And, you know, because we, as kids, we always want things. We're always asking for things because we think, well, you know, we should just have it. So these money stories are created over time. It's still the story that you can still be telling yourself today that doesn't serve you. It was actually just in the past. And that belief has been built over time, because the belief of those thoughts that you've had, the story that you were told, that you kept telling yourself over and over again, has created a paradigm. And that paradigm is in your subconscious mind. So it's the paradigm that is running the show every time you get on a call, every time you think about money, every time you even go to the shops and think, oh my God, that's amazing jacket. I would love to buy that. You look at the price tag and it says it's $300 and you don't have enough money to pay for it. What do? You put it back. You probably have enough money to pay for it. It's just that you don't feel worthy of having it or worthy of spending that money on yourself at that particular time. So let me know in the chat, because I'd be interested to know, besides buying a house and a car, think about, I don't know, maybe handbags or jackets or clothing. Where do you have a ceiling in terms of where you are happy to go to? So you know how sometimes you walk into a shop and you see a really lovely jacket and you see it for $300 and you go, no, I'm not going to purchase that. Where is your ceiling? Actually, don't even tell me in the chat. Just put it in your mind or write it down on a piece of paper. Where is your ceiling when it comes to purchasing an item of clothing for yourself? Because that'll give you an indication on how much you believe you're worth when it comes to purchasing an item of clothing. So we go and buy cars, we go and buy houses because we're programmed to think that, yes, we need a vehicle to drive around in, and we need a home to live in. Usually as we've been growing up, we've had parents say to us that we can't have that skirt because we can't afford it, can't have those shoes because they're too expensive. So these are all money stories that we've been telling ourselves over and over and over. So yeah, just think about what is the ceiling that you have for yourself. Then, as an exercise, next time you go shopping and you see something that you really want, and it's beyond that ceiling that you think you are worthy of having, test yourself and go, do you put it back on the shelf and go, I can't afford this? Or do you go, bugger it, I'm worth it, and purchase it, vomit in the toilet, and then go home and feel really guilty? These are all paradigms. This is what I'm talking about. We have created these paradigms over time from the stories we tell ourselves. The good news is that paradigms can be changed. That's the good news. Oops, hang on a sec. So we can change paradigms, and it's the same way that we have created them. It's just through repetition. So the subconscious cannot be argued with. It cannot be motivated, inspired, or willpowered into change. It requires something entirely different. That work is not done alone, and it is not done in a single session. So it's something that needs to be done over time. So think about the paradigm that you've created over time. Some of these paradigms can be 10, 20, 30, 50 years old. It's not going to take one session or one thought to change it. It actually takes a little bit of time to change. So a reflection question for you. What new understanding do you have about why strategies haven't created lasting change in your income? Even when you knew they were the right things to do. Okay, so what we're going to look at now, which is the last thing we're going to be looking at, is attitude. So an attitude is not how you feel when you wake up. It is not your mood. It's a composite. So think about a cake. We put all ingredients in to make a cake. We need to have the same thing with our attitude. If one of these things, thoughts, feelings, or action is out of alignment, the whole thing falls apart. You can have the right thought and the wrong feeling, and the action will reflect the feeling every time. So how you feel is actually how the action that you will take. So this is why sometimes affirmations don't work for some people, because they're actually not getting the feeling from the affirmation. So you can write it down. You've actually got to keep thinking about it and feeling it before it can start working. So they change the thought, but not the feeling. And the subconscious is listening to the feeling. So when all three things are aligned, when you genuinely think, feel, and act from that new wealth identity, you don't have to try to charge more. You just do, because it becomes who you are. You feel as if that's who you are. So where you're possibly misaligning at the moment is the feeling. And the feeling is the thing that we've got to work into more and more. We can always have the thought. We can always try and take the action. But as I said, the action doesn't come unless you're feeling it. So we say confidence comes from taking action. Yes, when you take the action, you feel more confident. When you go into the sales calls, that's why people say get onto and practice with someone about a sales call. Because when you actually start practicing it and you have objections through people, you will start feeling into the flow of who that person is, which is your subconscious. Your paradigm is being chipped away slowly, and you're starting to feel as if you are the person that deserves, charges without flinching, and shows up and signs clients as the person who should be. You should be the coach that you are. So thoughts, what you consciously and subconsciously hold in your mind about money worth and what is possible for you. Your feelings, the emotional charge attached to those thoughts. The subconscious responds to feeling, not logic. And then actions, the actions that flow naturally and automatically from what you think and feel, not forced, natural. So the paradigm shifts when the thought changes. When the thought changes with enough feeling, the feeling changes. When the feeling changes, the action changes automatically. So this is not willpower, this is not motivation, this is a paradigm that has genuinely shifted. And this is the work, not a single session, not alone, with the right support over time. Okay? So a couple of reflection questions for you, and Di's just nodding because she knows. Where in your daily life are your thoughts, feelings, and actions most out of alignment with the income you want to create? And if your thoughts, feelings, and actions around money were fully aligned with the income you want, what would be different about how you showed up this week? And as I mentioned before, an action could be just purely going to the shops and putting that jacket that you really, really want back on the hanger. Because that's the paradigm keeping you stuck and it's not in alignment with the income you want to create. So who's feeling triggered with some of these questions? Just put your hand up. Tony. Yeah. Good. Good. Because this is where the growth is. When you're actually feeling triggered, you'll go deeper than you've done before, and you'll grow from this experience. Yes, Renee, yeah, those trees were a healthy income. They bloody well were. I love designer recycle shops as I won't pay full price yet, car or house, no issue. It's a luxury item from childhood. Yeah. I've fallen into a special habit, only buy when on special, never used to be like that. Yeah. The last car I bought, and this when I bought it was about I don't know, 3.5 years ago. I woke up in the morning and thought, I'm going to buy a car today. Walked into a car yard and bought a new car. It was just where I was in my life, where I was sitting. And that was just how I used to roll. The most expensive item I think I've ever bought was a $4,000 Prada handbag. Never used it. Just sits in my cupboard. But this is the thing. We can have more when we make the decision that we're worthy of spending the money. Okay? And that goes with anything, absolutely anything. So how much longer are you willing to let it run? You have seen the ceiling today, you have felt the cost, and you understand now that this work does not happen alone. If something in you is saying, yes, let us have a real conversation, 30 minutes, no obligation, just an honest conversation about where you are and what is possible, book a call. That's all you need to do. So I'm going to stop sharing, bring you all back up, because I've missed you. You, Melinda. And has anyone got anything that they would like to say? Anything that they want to ask? Anything that just triggered them? Anything at all? Di? Yep.
Just before I came on, I had an aha moment. I'm doing a piece of art I've been working on for a little while. And I thought, oh my God, I painted that. And I actually had tears that I reflected that I painted it. And I think that's the first time I've had those feelings. And then I went to the bathroom. And when I came out of the bathroom, on my Frameo, the digital photo frame, my very first piece of art with myself next to it was on that screen. And then the next photo was a love heart in a tree. And I thought, oh, the universe is talking to me. And while I was going through all your questions, I had an aha moment that I cried a minute ago thinking, I can't believe I painted this picture and I loved it so much. And I always give my art classes away for free because I feel that I'm not professionally trained. I'm not entitled to take people's money. And as you know, because I'm working with you behind the scenes,
Yep.
it's been a long journey for me to believe in myself. And then at the end on the last question, I answered myself, well, I have done a lot of training. I have done courses. I've gone to art classes. I've watched a lot of YouTubes. Just because I don't have that piece of paper doesn't mean I'm not worthy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Tony's just written, us ladies tend to use certification. Oh, can't find it now. It was there. Us ladies always use certification as a barrier. And it's so true. We have been raised in a certain way. And this is the thing, I was raised as a child that my father was very strict, and it was like I didn't speak unless I was spoken to. So when I decided to become a coach and had to put myself out there visibly like we all are, that was a huge paradigm for me when I first started, because it was like I, shouldn't be speaking unless I'm spoken to. So where you're sitting, Diane, I know you have done years and years and years of work and work before you even came on board with me. Just what I'm seeing with you lately, because it's really clicking, is incredible in terms of where you're going, and it's not going to be far off until you really are at that space that you really want to be. The thing is, it's like just allowing yourself. You've done all the work, you're doing the work, you continue to do the work daily, and it's like really pull the trigger on. I'm allowing myself to have what I want.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we hold ourselves back because we just haven't really just pressed that button. We're still on, mum mode or giving to everyone else mode or whatever it is. But it's like flick the switch and just go, yeah, I actually do deserve it. I can have, I can have all this sort of stuff, like, waking up one moment and deciding to buy a new car. It's like, yeah, well, why not? Why can't I? This is the thing. We hold ourselves back because what is someone going to think? Or, that paradigm of years being told that we can't have it or we can't afford it. I think it's now time, ladies, that we just remove that and go, yeah, I am allowed to have what I want. What I want to have, I'm going to open up the pathway to receive all these amazing gifts that I can have.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm just watching from afar with you, Di, but it's all happening and it's all clicking and I love it.
I
Um,
had a lesson with a lady yesterday, and she said, "How much do I owe you?" And I just looked at her strange to say, "I don't need your money." And I said, "Oh, you don't have to pay, Karen." She said, "No, no, let me give you some money." And I said, "All right, give me $10 to pay for the canvas." And that's all I took off her.
and how did that make you feel?
I put the $10 on the fridge because it's now, I'm going to put it into my account for my business.
Oh, that's
I,
so good.
I've
Yay.
got an account for my business name, and I'm going to actually deposit that $10 into that account so I can reflect.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because the thing is, you're purchasing these canvases, you're paying for all the paints, all the paintbrushes, and your time.
Yeah,
Like, just add all that up and actually look at it and go, what is this actually going to cost someone to do?
yeah.
That's what you're worth and so much more.
We spent all day yesterday. Yeah, we had a lovely day, and she bought lunch for us both because I can't go out and drive. Um, so she bought lunch, and we had a lovely day. We caught up, and it was a beautiful day. And to me, that was a big gift as well. Her coming,
Ah,
spending time with me.
yeah,
So
beautiful,
yeah,
beautiful. Thanks for sharing, Di.
that's okay.
Anyone else got anything? Cassie, yeah.
Always got to share. Well, I grew up, we had multiple family businesses over the years growing up, and I see my parents working hard, like, and they're not just 9 to 5 jobs, there's the after hours, there's the weekends. So, to me, and I'm reading the U Squared book, and it says, quit trying harder. So today, and I've never really thought about, even though I got, acknowledge they worked hard, but it's never actually clicked in that that's, it's just a little aha moment that that's what I see and we had this discussion the other day, feel like I've got to sit here 9 to 5, because it's still the old, when I worked for, the man company, instead of working for myself, that's what I had to do. And I guess it's also that thing of when you own your own business, you work hard. And and it's not just 9 to 5, it is 24/7. And then, and grow up in a farming community where it is 24/7 farming. If it's on, it's on. And everyone's struggled like over the years and things. So it's all like, yeah, I feel little aha moments kicking in today that it's all just like, yeah, that's where I got, my different work ethics or notions of what work is, and owning your own business and running your own business is all about. And it's all about the bank and the overdraft, because that's all you talk about is, oh, the farmer's got a new tractor. Yeah, overdraft's gone up this week. That's how we talked about money growing up, because that's literally how it was. So, yeah, very different to where we are, where I am. But she said, that's my old paradigms. And I was like,
Yeah,
just another little quarter turn, little like aha moments
yeah,
happening. So thank you for that. Appreciate it.
yeah. And that's just a paradigm that you're going to chip at over time because it's not going to go away immediately. It's just going to be something that you keep chipping at. And look, when I had branch management, my previous business, I actually made myself obsolete. I had no job in that company to do. I had built it up to have everyone else doing what I needed to do. What I originally did myself, then I built it up over time to then go, right, well, I can have this and I can have that person. And that's what I said at the beginning. When you earn more money, you can employ more people. So the more people I employed, the more I earned. The more I earned, the more I didn't need to be there. And it was like the reason why I got rid of it in the end was because it wasn't my passion. It was making everyone else in my household happy because I was making all the money, but it wasn't my passion. And it was like, well, if I want to, go and do the things that I want to do, it's like I've got to then go and do something else. So coaching was my passion. So this is the thing, you can choose anything you want. It's the decisions that you make along the way that will create the course of your life. The paradigms are the things that keep popping into your little psyche that keep holding you back. And it's registering that is my paradigm. That's my next thing I need to have a conversation with myself about. That's the next thing I need to write out and then go, right, this is the thing I want to change next. So yeah, coming and being in that family dynamics of farming, and work is hard and you've got to go and work 24/7. No, it doesn't have to be that way. Yeah, when you're starting your business, you actually have to spend hours in the business to get it established. But once it gets established, it doesn't have to be. It can be however you choose it to be. So you hear a lot of coaches saying, I only work 4 hours a day. That's actually all you need to work, 4 hours a day. You do what is going to move you forward, do the work on yourself, do what you need to do that is going to move you forward, and then go and actually do some things that you want to do, which creates what people call balance within your life. Because if you're just doing 24/7 working, what's going to happen? You're going to burn out. So this is the thing. It comes down to what lifestyle do you want to live? How much money you want to earn? And what kind of a business do you really want? Because you will attract those things to you. Okay? Cassie, same Cassie, I feel bad for designing my life. My lifestyle. Tony, no, you don't need to feel bad. All right, has anyone got anything else they would like to say, ask? I would like to take a photo of you all because this is, we've got to do socials.
My hair's not done.
So everyone, put your hand up. I don't know what I'm doing. And I'm just going to do a screenshot. And I just want to say thank you so much for being here. I love being in this space with you all, and have a wonderful afternoon. And yeah, if you want to have a conversation, book a call with me. Talk soon.
Thanks, Shelley. Bye.
Thank you. Bye. Does anyone want to go?
If you send us away.
No, I was actually just like, I've got things going on.